Hey guys, so it's now official. I am now a fully fledged pumper. I have my pump. Exciting. I tell a lie. Isn't actually my pump. This is a loan pump that I've been given. Today didn't exactly go completely to plan. Got set off this morning, everything was fine. As I said in my video before this, I was really nervous. The night before I was really felt sick about everything. That continued in the morning. I switched between being overly excited and oh my god to being oh my god I don't want to do this, I'm really scared. So yeah, so we get there, we're practically there. I always take in cakes to my appointments, so I was like, oh, we'll quickly stop off if we've got some time. And I noticed I had a missed call and a voicemail. I was like, well, that's odd. So I listened to it, and it was my pump nurse saying that my rep was stuck in traffic and that not to worry, I'd still be going on the pump that day, but to sit tight, because they weren't sure what time the pump and my rep would be arriving. And I was like, great, we've just driven 15 minutes, but it's alright, we'll go look around the shops, we'll just chill out. My nurse had then rung my parents, who then rung me again, so I rang the clinic saying that I'd got their message and that I was hanging around in like the next town to like for them to be ready. And we was like, well, we'll just go, it's early morning, it's about 9:30, we'll go get some breakfast or something. Looked around the shops for a bit, went and got the cakes, went and had a sausage, went into Greg's, like a bakery here, so I really need to sneeze. We went into Greg's, a bakery near here, cause the one I used to work in actually, diabetic in a cake shop. And what was I saying? Yeah, and I was so nervous I couldn't actually eat my sausage roll. I was like, can't eat this. I think I had like 2 bites out of it, and then I just gave it to my boyfriend because I was like, I can't eat this, I'm too nervous. And then it got to about 10 o'clock when it was meant to, my pump appointment was meant to start, and I got a phone call saying that I wouldn't be going on the pump that day because something had gone wrong and my pump had actually only just left Holland. That even though my date was even though my date was confirmed with the rep and everything was all sorted, Medtronic at some point had changed my date. So my pump had actually only just left Holland, so I wouldn't be able to go on the pump because there was no pump yet. I was absolutely devastated by this. I could not be more upset. I literally just wanted to cry because I'd just started a new job. I'd taken the day off work. My boyfriend, he wanted to take the day off work, but he had to go straight back in after work, and he was going to have to make up them hours. So he was going to have to do longer days for no reason, which like annoyed me as well. And like on the drive back, so all we could do was go home. On the drive back, I was just like, I just wanted to cry. I just sat in silence because I was like, if I talk, I'm going to cry. I was fully waiting and ready to post a video raging out at Medtronic. But literally, we'd got 10 minutes away from home. We'd just come off the motorway, like round a roundabout, and we got a phone call from my pump nurse saying that they'd like searched the office and they'd found one of their spare pumps and enough cannulas and reservoirs to get me through till my pump was actually in this country, and if I wanted to start, I could come back and they'll get me all set up. So we then, for the second time that day, had to go do the travel back to London to see my pump nurse. But so I was very excited then. I think I'd gone like from one extreme feeling so upset to feeling like so excited and ecstatic, and like we raced down the motorway to get there. Got there in time, went in. I was a bit disappointed with my appointment. There was no rep there, which I understand why there wasn't a rep there, because everything was last minute. It was last minute getting everything together, so a rep couldn't have been there because the rep was wherever the rep was trying to sort out my pump. But the whole they really weren't sure what they were doing, and there was like certain features on the pump they weren't sure of, and they wanted to show me something. They wanted to get rid of a certain screen. They didn't know how. I was giving it to my boyfriend to look at because he knows technical stuff, and I was like, well, can you figure it out? And at some point I was just thinking, it's not giving me great confidence if even you who are trained in the pump can't figure out how to work the pump. What use do I have? Also, they'd been playing around with a cannula before I'd got there, and they'd left the needle from the cannula sitting in the pack on the side. So as they're fiddling around it, so I'm looking at it and I'm like, the needle's gonna go with me, and I don't like needles. I'm alright once I get used to them. Like my injections, I'm fine with. But I think I said in my previous video, I wasn't looking forward to the needle, so the fact it was sat on the side that it actually looks like quite a large needle. Not all of it goes in, but when you don't know this and you're just looking at this needle, and I was just like, God, oh no. So yeah, and it took a long time to get everything set up, a long time, and there was points as well where they were just talking amongst themselves, going, "Oh, we don't need this feature at the moment. We'll just turn this off." And I was like, I would have liked to have been told what them features were, and okay, maybe I didn't need it yet, but not everything. It just seemed everything that the basics were set up. Yeah, so we eventually got everything ready and set up, and it comes to a point where I was going to have to now attach this to me. I am quite a clumsy person. I've said it in my video before, I'm very clumsy. Really surprised that I've not catched it already. I've not though. But yeah, so to start off with, when I was opening the packets of everything, I've opened it, gone like that, and everything's just gone flying on the floor, so that was a great start. Setting it all up, I was shaking. I felt physically sick, and I was like, I don't want to do this. It literally was like going back to when I was first diagnosed and I had to do my first injection. I was so scared, and I was just mucking everything up, and logic just went out the window. I was acting like I had no brain cells whatsoever. When I had to push the insulin through the tubing to see if it comes out at the end, I just kept holding the button even after it came out at the end, so tons of it come out at the end. So then when I actually ended up placing it on my skin, it didn't go properly on me because the sticky had got wet. So that affected it. Didn't, when I tried to put the cannula in the first time, it didn't stick to me and it came back out, and so then that had to come off and I had to do it all again. So it was a bit all over the place, and when I had to do it, they went, right, it's time to insert this cannula, and I was literally like, I don't want to do it. I just sat there and said to them, I was like, I don't want to do it. I really don't want to do it. And my two nurses and my boyfriend were going, no, come on, you can do this, you can do this. And eventually I did do it. And it's not that bad. It doesn't hurt. I prefer that cannula to the needles. Needles I always put in, or there's always some problem. I mean, my sites are fine, but when I'm actually doing the injection, I always find there's some problem, or it's very rare that I get an injection that doesn't hurt me in some way, or doesn't sting, or doesn't bleed, or doesn't bruise. So I already prefer doing the cannula, which is weird. You'd think it'd be the other way around, but no, I prefer doing the cannula to ever have any injection. Sorry if my washing machine's being really, really loud. So yeah, I went off. It felt very weird. I was very, very aware of it when I first had it on. What was it? I went to the toilet and it was hooked to my jeans, and my wire wasn't that long, and so made a point of untaking it from my jeans, putting it on my top, and then because I just thought I'm going to pull my jeans down and just rip it all off. So I was very, very aware of it, and it's very weird. On the way, that was another thing that annoyed me about my appointment. During the appointment, when they were showing me everything, they put in a fake blood glucose using the bolus wizard. They put in a fake reading and carb amount, but they actually put it through. And I said to him at the point, I was like, isn't that going to log as active insulin and going to affect me later? And they was like, oh, we'll clear it. But then they didn't know how to clear it, and they couldn't get hold of the rep to find out how to do it. So I then had that on my machine. So then when I went to lunch, like straight after my appointment, because I didn't get out till gone 1, it another thing, they'd set my maximum carbs really low. So we went to McDonald's because Matt had to be back at work, and I was starving, and that was just on the way. So, but it wouldn't let me put in how many carbs my McDonald's was, because they'd set the carb ratio, like the maximum carbs, ridiculously low. And I think it was something like 6. And I was just like, that's not going to cover McDonald's. No way is that going to cover McDonald's. So and also it was logged the active insulin. So I gave what as maximum as I could do, because I was like, I can always correct later. And I messaged my friend, because I was like, well, she's on this pump, she could tell me what to do. And my team they're not my usual pump nurses, but I find I'll say stuff and then they get confused with what I'm saying. So where I was like, oh, I'm not going to ring them, because it would just go round in circles. So I rang my friend, and she sent me like snapshots of what to do and asked what I'd done, so I'd send her snapshots to start with. So I think the biggest thing is read up if you're going to go on the pump. I think that saved me. The fact that I went and looked at other YouTube videos, and I went and researched everything, and like different things, how to, I mean, they didn't even show me the light on it. But they like the fact that I'd researched, I think has really stood me well. So yeah, I'm just sat at home now. Got my pump. It is a bit surreal and a bit weird. It was very weird after I had my McDonald's, because I normally inject after I've eaten. And it was like, oh, I've got to do my injection. I was like, oh no, I don't know, I'm already sorted. And yeah, that is very weird. That's going to get some getting used to, because even when I sat in the car, I was like, oh, I need to do my insulin. I was like, oh no, here I have. But it's nice. I'm really enjoying it so far. I love it. I'm really lucky. When we got called back to say they had a spare pump, because my pump that I've ordered is pink. My boyfriend kept making fun of me, saying that, oh, you're not going to get a pink one though now. You're going to get like a really horrible colour. Not that they do them in horrible colours. But it just kept trying to wind me up, and then we got there and it was pink, and I was just like, eh. So yeah, my pump. I'll do another video separate to this of everything that they've given me. The stuff they've given me, I don't know if that's what you'd actually get at your appointment, because mine was just all thrown together. But when I do get my pump and my stuff, I shall put another video up. So just see you later.